Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Mason the Mason. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a small retaining wall. So this one is about 18 feet long, and I'm only going 3/4 high. It's going to act as sort of like a bench for this patio that I'm putting together right here. Right now we got Reggie mixing up the mortar. He's helping me today. I'm going to go through and show you all the tools that you need. So for layout, if you want it to be square, this is what you're going to need. I use this laser here, and a tape measure, and a marker. So the first thing I figured out was the mark on my wall. That's where I want it, based off of this footer I got here. And I measured the distance off of the house to here. Then where that laser's at on the wall down there, I measured the distance here. So I put my laser point here on my mark that I got off of the wall for the second one, made sure that it hit my mark on the wall over here like that, and transferred it down here to this mark. That's where I found it. If you see, if you look down, it's right on my block, right on the line. Then I snapped the line, so that laser makes it real easy to be square. Once you're done with that, you still need a tape measure. So I went off of my edge of my footer here. Now this is called bond. All these red numbers on your tape are bond. So this is 1 block, this is 2 block. If you look here, the block is only 15 5/8. So the point of bond, you want to be in between these red numbers, equal space on each side, so it runs like that. So wherever it's at, you mark it. I'm fortunate enough I have a whole block that make it work, because that's how it was when I set it up on my footers. I made sure it would work whole block. Occasionally, you know, you might end up having a piece. So if your wall ended like here, you'd have like a 2-inch piece, but I don't have to worry about that. I got halves. I only have 2 pieces in this wall, which I cut already, and the halves are ready to go. So you will want a little saw. I got a battery operated Makita saw there. Alright, next you're gonna want mortar, which I use spec mix mortar over here. Normally we get a cement mixer, but for this small wall it's only not really worth bringing a mixer. So this is the mortar, hoe, wheelbarrow, buckets of water. Normally you need a mud stand, but I'm just gonna work out of the wheelbarrow. I don't feel like doing that right now. Just whatever, less to clean up. To actually lay the block, and I'm going to start on my quarter, all you're going to need is a trowel, a 2-foot level, and a 4-foot level. So now we got to spread some mortar. I make it look kind of easy. What I do is I just get a scoop like that and pull it. So I'm going 3/4 high. I only have to come out 2 block. That should be close. We're going to lay that first one and see where it goes. So right to my edge there. And we're just gonna stick this right on the line, doing our best to hold it level. And yeah. Next, what you're gonna do is just keep that line. See how I went away from that? Pull that mud out of there. You don't want that. So I can still see my line right there. We're good. Should be reusing it, but I just wanted to not lose my line, so we reuse this mud right there, right there. So this is how you spread some heads. Like walk down. We got a bunch of stuff everywhere. I'm flicking it. Do you see it in the camera? Flick. Gets that stick, right? Swipe in, swipe out. Swipe the top so it don't fall down. Swipe in, swipe out, click the top. Now you lay the second one. Clean up your mortar. Alright, hit the button. Alright, first thing I do is I level the top, and they are level already. Must have had a good footer. Next thing I do, plumb the side, plumb. That one's plumb already. plumb the back. I'm on a jam here, right? So you're gonna want to try and hold it like straight up and down. You're gonna plumb the back too. Down. That mess up. When you do this, you want to always hit right in the middle. So if I'm trying to turn it this way, right on the web, that way it doesn't teeter anything else, right? So likewise this way, you're gonna hit this, you hit right in the middle, that way it doesn't teeter and knock you out of plumb. Next thing I'm gonna do is very good. Good. So I'm on the line here, I'm on the line here. I'm level, I'm plumb. What you're gonna wanna do is take your level. It looks like I'm right on the line here, right on the line here, right? I take the corner of my level. That way I can see any spaces, right? So I can see spaces. I know I gotta tap in. And you go right in the middle of these blocks. So you're gonna tap that in there. A lot of times I just hit it on the level. That way it all happens at once. You don't want to see any spaces. So if my trowel can fall through there, that's not good. Last thing you're gonna want to do, go like this, make sure it tails on your line. If it doesn't, just make sure it does, right? Just a little adjusting, and that's how I lay my first course. Button. Now for this part, you need a hammer drill, and however high up you're going, I'm only going 2 foot, so I got 2 foot bar, and you're gonna drill a hole into the footer. Once you drill a little bit, I just pound it in. Until it fights back, and that's how you know it's all the way in your hole. Okay. This time it's a little different for spread mortar, so you slap it, and you just put your nose here on like a 45 angle of the block. Twist it and push down. Go either direction. I'm going to lay a half here, so I want to make sure that I fill, or I spread in the middle right here as well, so it doesn't fall down on me. Now with this one, you want to be just a little gentler. I start with my big piece. I don't like to start with the half. Sit here, match it up, and I try to eye up straight down so I don't have to do too much adjusting. So I set that good. Reuse your mortar. You can probably walk around now. Squeeze that half on. Halves are a little tricky sometimes. So now with this one, I'm going to look right down the corner of this block as I lay it. So look right down the corner and you try to match both directions. That's pretty close. Scrape away your mud. Down that hole. From here on up, I kind of do it a little differently. I'd rather plumb my corner here and then go off of that. So, if I come down, you always do the same side. So if I did this side, I obviously can't do back here, but if you plumb this side, don't ever come to the back of your wall. So here. Okay, so here, now I tail over to this. Go right down the middle, see if we're level. My back's a little high, but it's close enough. As long as this point's good. Same thing, you're gonna plumb here. plumb. Now what I do is I go down the head joint on the far side here. Make sure that's plumb. Okay, back here. Make sure this is plumb. And the back side. Notice here I'm going right in the middle of my block. Let's not try to not disturb this side. Now I can straight edge just with my 2-footer. And right in the center of your block. Good to go. And now you're ready for the next course. Alright, so I finished my 3-course lead. Good to go. All that's left is to strike it up, but we're not going to do that right now. Now, what I got to do is use this laser. So, this is my laser level. All you got to do is turn her on, and we're going to match that height on my outside corner here. So I'm going to get a height mark here. I'm going to transfer it over here. So this is my plumb line. This is where my wall is going to go. My block are going to go here, and I'm going to put a line wherever my height is. Now I just go over here and I put my mark right here. I might be in the way. Close enough. So that's how high my wall is going to go. Okay. So when you lay block, they're in 8-inch increments. And if you ever have a height to hit, like over there, and you have this, you always measure down, because you can't come up on 8s. You got to come down on 8s because you got to hit this height. So all I'm going to do is put a mark at 8 inches and a mark at 16 inches. So I know where my block are going to go. Turn it around, and I have to pinch a lot. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to hit that. That's not good. So I built this one now. I hit my height real good, so that's awesome. Next step is we're going to actually lay the wall. So I don't know how you're going to do it. I have a video that shows how every different way that I can put a line up. I prefer these line clamps. Are the easiest thing ever. So you put a line up, same side that you leveled, right? I leveled this side, I leveled that side. So that's where I put my string line. And these are awesome. So if you want to check out how to do that, just go on my channel and look up the how to put up a string line. Now what we're gonna do is lay it just like we did. So you spread the mud the same, and I'll show you what to do after you spread the mud. Okay, so I got a couple laid. I got some mud on the footer here. So what you're gonna want to do is there's several different ways you can spread your mud. You can go like this and cut it back. So what I did was I smoothed it flat and then took the rest of it and cut it back on an angle to make it stick. So you always have to get something smooth on the, or get some mud on here first before you can get it to actually stick like this. So as long as that mud gets stuck in the web, like in that like little crack, you can just, so on this side in the crack, I take it just like you're like spreading the wall but reverse. So if you spread the wall this way, this is what you do. See that? And it sticks right up there. I didn't have enough, but that's what you do. And then you can flick the top so it doesn't fall down. Next, okay, take this block, right? It's all on your wrists here. If you notice here, here's the bond marks I was talking about. I put them like every block just because I don't like to guess. I just like to know what I'm doing. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna set it on here, you're gonna squish those head joints in. You're gonna have it rolled back slightly. See that? And you're going to that green line on the bottom. And then tap it down into the line. You want about a trowel length away. So like if you see here, I can pretty much put my trowel in there and I barely touch it. I touched it a little bit, but it's alright. Then I smooth the bottom up, and I reuse the mud for my head joints. So scoop, scoop, scoop. That's what you do all the way across. Okay. After you get that first course in, I drill for my rebar, and I try to do them 4 foot on center. So I came 4 foot off of there, 4 foot off of here, and these two ended up in the middle, so they're kind of close, but that's fine. A little extra support right in the middle won't hurt nothing, and now we're good to move the line. The wall is laid. Now we're good. The next step you're going to do is point these joints. So that's what it looks like. This is what a non-pointed joint looks like. Pretty much just take the back part of this up and down. That's it. You do all the heads, right? Tight joint there. Do all the heads, come through, do the beds. Once that's done, you brush it. Now, what I got Reggie doing while I'm striking is all my rebar cores. He's gonna fill up with some mortar, so he's filling them up. And I'm gonna strike it up. He's gonna fill up the holes. Also, what you wanna fill in, you wanna fill in all the head joints of the holes. So these holes and those holes. Now I don't have to double point that because I'm going to put stone on it, so I just brushed it and that's good. All the holes are filled, all of the head joints are filled, and that is what it should look like when it's done. If you got any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them.